What's happening, folks? Welcome back to Celtic Fans TV. It's time for the starting 11 prediction for tomorrow's game away at Tynecastle. It is the first league game of the season, and obviously we'll be looking to move on from Wednesday night's disappointment against Midfield. This is the first live starting 11 prediction that we've ever done, so I'm going to be controlling the graphics that you're used to seeing on these videos while I'm talking here. I hope it works. I'm sure you'll soon find out if it doesn't. But bear with me while I go through that. As I say, that's a tough start to the league campaign to be going away to Tynecastle. I think there's going to be 6,000 supporters there, obviously no away fans, so no Celtic crowd in there. Tynecastle is a difficult place to go, so I would expect a really tough game for us, and you just hope that there's no sort of hangover, the negative energy for the other night. Hopefully the team can just put that behind them and really go into this game, start it well and get a win, because a win is vital to get the league campaign off. To a winning start is absolutely massive for us. There's no getting away for that. We did add Carol Starfelt finally to the team today. He trained. I got the chance to talk to him at the fan media press conference today. I think you can see he's a really confident guy. I think he looks like he could be a leader as well. We don't have enough of them in the squad, and certainly not in the defence. We obviously seen that the other night there with an experienced back four that played in that game. So, it's good that Starfelt was there. He's available. I think, by all accounts, what I gathered today, he's definitely going to be in contention for starting tomorrow. And as I say, we really need to get him in there. 26 years of age. We need some experience in that defence and in the team in general, as quickly as we can get it. We're going to be seeing a lot of Hearts in the next few weeks. We have obviously drawn them at home in the Betfred Cup in a couple of weeks' time as well. They've had their pre-season. They've obviously played in the group stage of the Betfred Cup as well. So you'd expect them to be right up for this game, as they always are when they play us at home. So we'll get into the team then. In goals, we've seen a change the other night, one that we probably didn't all expect, even though everyone was talking about Barkas and how poor his form has been, because he stuck with him after the first Midfield game into the West Ham friendly. I know he came off at half time in that game, but Bain went in on Wednesday, and I don't think he was fantastic, Scott Bain, by any manner of means. He didn't make huge glaring errors, but there's a bit of uncertainty there, even with the ball at his feet sometimes, and obviously in dealing with that cross just before Midfield equalised, he looked really, really unsure. And this sums up the situation we've got with goalkeepers. It's a mess, really. We need to get someone in. Talk today that the Joe Hart talks are really advanced now, and it looks like he might be joining. So a couple of people have been asking me for my thoughts on Joe Hart. I think he's probably a better goalkeeper than what we've got in the situation that we're in just now. That is all we really need. There's a lot of talk about why he was let go at Man City, and the Tottenham fans haven't taken to him at all. And I know he's conceded a lot of goals at his last few clubs, but they tend to be bottom half English Premier League clubs, so maybe that's to be expected. I think he's a better goalkeeper than what we've got, but we've got to get someone in, that's for sure, because this situation can't go on, and we can't have this same scenario we had last season, where we go through the whole campaign constantly changing the goalkeeper. We go for Barkas to Bain to Hazard, back to Barkas, back to Bain. That uncertainty in the back five is just no good for the team at all. So tomorrow I think Scott Bain will keep his place. As I say, if he started the other night, he didn't make too many glaring errors to lose his place. And like I say, can he chop it and change it every time we get beat? At right back, still only the one option there with Anthony Ralston. To be fair to him, the other night, I'm not his biggest fan of Anthony Ralston, but I thought the other night he stood up, played well, put in a strong performance. There's no chance that he's the long-term answer for us at right back. Everyone knows that. Probably he does himself as well, but I thought the other night he was decent enough. He got up and down, put a few decent crosses into the box, which is one area of his game that I think he really needs to improve. He's going to have to be good again tomorrow for us. The centre-half partnership, you would think, will be Stephen Welsh. Again, just at times the other night, too rash, goes to ground too quickly. I think he performed really well last season, but that is one area of his game that he's really going to have to iron out if he's going to have a long-term future as a first-choice Celtic centre-half. And as I say, alongside him, the new man, Carol Starfelt. It was good to get to talk to him today. As I say, seems really confident. He's certainly the most handsome centre-half I've ever seen in my life. And if he's half as good as he seems. He seems to be very confident in his ability, that he reads the game well, that he can play. He obviously said, in answer to my question, that there's going to be an adaptation period with adapting to Ange Postecoglou's philosophy and getting to grips with life at Celtic, as you would expect with any new signing. But as I say, at 26 years old, he's got to go in there and be a calm head and really lead those young guys until we get more reinforcements in, which we need drastically, as I say. At left back, again, you would expect Greg Taylor to keep his place there. I just thought the other night some of the good attacking moves that we did have broke down on a couple of occasions when we got to Greg Taylor, and I think that's just the one glaring weakness in his game, that he doesn't really have that end product, that cutting edge cross or pass. He tends to take the safe option time and time again. And number one, playing for Celtic, you can't do that. And number two, the role that fullbacks play in modern football, you can't do that either. You've got to have an assist, you've got to have even a goal for time to time. And I just think Greg Taylor's technical ability is quite limited, and that's why we have to get reinforcements in at left back as well. You see the theme here, reinforcements. I'm sure he's used to this. In the midfield, you'd expect Sorrow to keep his place. I thought he was really, really poor the other night, Ismaila Sorrow. Brilliant in the first leg, but really poor on Wednesday. A bit of Landry Nguemo. Landry Nguemo used to be brilliant at times, and then the next game, he would look like he'd never played football. And there was a wee bit of that with Sorrow the other night, just really, really poor in terms of his control, his forward passing. Really, really poor. So who knows what we'll get from him tomorrow, but I think he is the number one option. And again, only him or Shaw can really play in that position for us. We could put McGregor there, but I don't think it's McGregor's best position, and it really limits him. So, Sorrow in there, hoping for a better performance than Wednesday night. Callum McGregor will obviously lead the team. What a goal he scored the other night. Absolutely unbelievable. One of the best bits of technique I've ever seen for a Celtic player, to chest that and then volley it into the far top corner. Just absolutely unbelievable, and just a pity that we won't remember it that fondly, because it was on a really bitter night for us. But what a goal, and that's just what he's capable of from an attacking sense. And if we can see that sort of level from him, that the rest of the season, he'll be key for us. Alongside him, David Turnbull, who I thought again the other night didn't really have the impact on the game that you would expect from him. He was integral in all of our attacking play for most of the time that he had on the pitch last season, the 6-7 months that he did play. He's not really had that impact recently. Even the first leg against Midfield, he was kind of on the periphery, and I thought he was again the other night. He goes to sleep for the goal, but listen, he's an attacking player in a defensive position in extra time, dead on his feet. So we can't really hold that against him, but I would expect him to be much more involved in this game, and he's got to be for us from a creative sense. So that'll be the midfield three. I'd expect Sorrow, McGregor and Turnbull. On the right hand side, I think Abada will start again. I thought he didn't take as many risks on Wednesday as he maybe did in the first leg. There were a couple of times we could have got him in the break, and the pass into his feet was really poor. Maybe forced him out wide a few times, but I think you can tell anytime he gets on the ball, he is really positive. He wants to drive forward, and we're going to need that in this game. This is something that we really, really lacked domestically last season. Having someone to get on the ball, drive at defenders, commit them, make things happen, get crosses in the box, create chances and score goals. We really, really missed that cutting edge for the wings. So I think he will get the nod ahead of James Forrest. James Forrest, I know he missed that big chance the other night, but for a 5-minute spell, he looked really, really sharp and he was gliding by people, but obviously didn't have that end product, and I just don't think he's played enough football to be thrust into this game and start. I think his first start might either come midweek in the next European tie, or the Dundee home game in just over a week's time. So I think it's too early for Forrest, but I expect Abada to start, and I'm looking for another good performance from him. On the left hand side, Ryan Christie, again, I thought at times the other night he was quite good, but he spent long spells on the edges of the game. I think him and Edward, he had a couple of balls into Edward that were just a wee bit too heavy, and I think he's going to be key for us in this game as well, because I know that his future's uncertain and his contract is just going to run out by the looks of things. But until Kyogo comes in, it was good to see Kyogo Furuhashi officially be unveiled, and I think he's still in a hotel in England somewhere, but I think he's due up. Could it be today or tomorrow? We don't know. I think it's going to come far too early for him this game, but it's good that we've seen him in a Celtic jersey. We know what number he's going to wear, number 8, not number 7 or number 25, which I was intrigued to see. I think number 8 is quite important to him. I don't know if that's a thing in Japan, that the number 8 is quite significant. But I know he talked about Iniesta, who he considers a close friend now from playing with in Japan. And number 8 for Celtic is obviously an iconic jersey over the years as well. So can't wait to see him in a Celtic shirt. I just think it's going to be far too early for him tomorrow. So Christie will play for the left-hand side and leading the line, even though he was absolutely dreadful the other night. And this again highlights the position we're in with strikers. It will be Odsonne Edouard. Ayeti came on, didn't really do anything to impact the game at all. Griffiths is still out, and obviously we know all about the problems surrounding him at the moment. So we've only really got Ayeti and Edouard, and listen, regardless of how bad Edouard was the other night, I think we've still got to start him in this game. His future still uncertain. The Brighton links, I think, have gone quiet, but I don't expect him to be here for too much longer, and that really, really means that we've got to address that area of the team. We've got to get 2 strikers in. When Edouard leaves, we should have one in at least, regardless. I know Kyogo can maybe play as a central striker, but we've got to get another one in there, because we've got a total lack of options in that area, as we have it in many, many areas across the pitch. I mean, it really is drastic. I just want to bring in this comment for DNK. Number 8 is lucky in Asia. You can't see that because it's hiding behind the graphics there. Aye, so looking forward to having Furuhashi in. That's the team that I think the manager will go with tomorrow. Like this video, comment with your own thoughts below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I think we're less than 750 away for that big 30,000 now, so get involved. If you haven't subscribed already, click the red subscribe button below. You have to do that to be involved in the live chats now. I see a couple of you commenting here that the live chats are much better, just with the subscribers involved there. So if you want to get involved in the live chat, you have to be subscribed. And as I say, the quicker we can get to 30,000, the better. Thanks for joining us. I think that went relatively smoothly for the first live starting 11 prediction. I hope you enjoyed it. As we go through and I get used to how this works as a live format, we'll bring in more questions and comments from the live chat box, and I'll make sure they're not hiding behind the graphics as well. So that's it. We'll be back with all of the normal match day content tomorrow. As you see with the graphic earlier, it is an 8 o'clock kickoff, which is a bit strange on a Saturday night. So the post-match content will be later, around about 10 PM, but join us for that, and hopefully we can get off to a winning start in the league tomorrow. Cheers. We'll see you soon.